Welcome to the Dental Mastermind podcast, hosted by Dennis Marvel of Fortune Management. Dennis is a managing partner at Fortune Management and is one of the nation's leading authorities in the rapidly changing business of dentistry. On Dental Mastermind, he interprets data and concepts into actionable steps that have the power to transform your practice.
I'm going to start with this idea of why. Why do you want to do this? If you all had an extra $1 million in cash sitting in your house, write down what you'd do with it right now. Seriously, write down. What would you do with an extra $1 million right now? What would you do with an extra 90 days that you didn't have to work? This is all about efficiency and profitability, which is why you're all here. Make sense? I have a fundamental belief that life is not a journey of self-creation or self-discovery. Life is a journey of self-creation. We can create whatever we intend to create if we have the right tools and the right vision of where we want to go. So whatever your goals are, whatever kind of practice enterprise you want to have, and that's the kind of the new buzzword I'm going to be using in this room, is enterprise, because you all want to have enterprises. You don't want to just have an office. Right now is the biggest merger and acquisition opportunity most of you will ever see in your career. How many of you have gotten a letter from a DSO offering you money for your practice? So has every other doctor out there. So somebody planted an idea in their head. Now, the first thing you need to know is most of these offers are BS. When they start talking about 8X, half of that is usually tied to some kind of future comp. You got to take stock, you got to hit benchmarks, you got to do all these things to get there. And I've seen very few of these deals come to fruition. But right now, if you can get all the operations off of your plate and get into your CEO mode, this is the biggest opportunity you'll ever see. With that in mind, if you were to take and design the rest of your life today, what would it look like? And somebody once asked me, they said, you know, if life was a blank canvas and you could paint anything you wanted, what would it be? And we sat down and wrote 14 pages. And if you go back and look at it today, it's almost creepy of all the things that have occurred. And that is the power of creation. This idea of if life is indeed a journey of self-creation, leadership is your tool to create what you want to create. Plain and simple. And you get no training on this stuff in dental school. Absolutely none. And I got to tell you, I was super blessed to work in a place where it was kind of like the Wild West. We got to do a free reign. Everything I learned by falling flat on my face or running into a wall. I mean, every mistake in the book. And it's from those mistakes that I learned. Facebook has a phrase they call fail forward fast. It's okay to fail as long as you're moving forward, but get it done in a hurry, get it out of the way. That's how you learn your lessons. Who you are being is what determines who your team is being. Every day, all day, every time. Leadership is way more about who you're being than what you're doing. I've given you a couple of really simple doing tools, but we need to work on who our being is. Write down the things, the people that are most influential in your life. Write down the traits of those people and practice being those things. I have a to-be list on my phone that pops up every morning at 6:30. It's how I start my day. And I just go, oh yeah, these are all the things I need to be today. And there's some days I don't feel like it, but you still got to do it, all right? Your culture is the foundation of your people engine. It just is. What is culture? Who can define it? Culture is when you can change all the people and everything keeps going the same. That's when you know you got it hardwired, and that's tough. It's really, really tough. And sometimes you got to eject people. If you want to grow your business, you got to start with your culture. Your culture either accelerates or detracts from everything you do. Everything you do. How you prioritize this, how much energy you put into it, is what determines what your outcome is going to be. If you're all going to go out there and buy 10 practices in the next year, You can't import culture. You must export culture. If you want to make $500 an hour, you can't do it as a hygienist. Some people do it as a doctor. You want to make $5,000 an hour? You got to be a CEO. Plain and simple. Bernie's phrase is, you want to get paid for what you know, not what you do. That's what being a CEO is. So number one, get very, very clear about what is your why. Why do you want to do this? What's it really all about? You know, this is about creating something really, really amazing.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Dental Mastermind. For more information on upcoming live events in the Northwest region, please visit mastermindnw.com. This has been brought to you by Fortune Management, helping you create an extraordinary practice for an extraordinary life.